Well, good morning to you and welcome to the Hope Chronicles on Saturday, the 4th of April. This morning I want to start with a question. If I was going to offer you the choice of a gift, either a £20 note or this handmade bag, I wonder which one you would choose. I suppose the answer to the question depends on what you value. If I asked people in the street outside my home which one they would want, I think most people probably would take the £20 note. But if I went to the jungles of Papua New Guinea, to the Amdu people, and I showed them this, they would say that they would prefer this because among the Amdu people, these bags are their currency. This was given to me by missionary friends of ours, Benjamin and Missy Hatton. They value this, and they wouldn't value this. And therefore, what our treasure is, what our value is in, depends on what is most important to us in here. In this season of confinement, we've got some extra time to reflect on what might be valuable to us. This value, this treasure, might come in four buckets. Firstly, we could say we've got material treasure. That's our homes, our cars, watches, jewelry, TVs, those type of things. Secondly, we've got experiential treasure. You go and see a beautiful place like the Grand Canyon or up to London and see the crown jewels. That's experiential treasure, that's valuable. We've got relational treasure, the people around us that we love and care for that bring such richness into our lives. And then we've got spiritual treasure. Spiritual treasure is that relationship with God. And we have, as I said, this moment of time to think about what it is that we value most. Well, Jesus tells us that we really need to give priority to spiritual treasure if we want to find peace, comfort, and a sense of satisfaction in the world that we're currently living in. In the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 6, Jesus says this: "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal, but store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." What he's saying is your comfort, your sense of satisfaction is where your treasure is. So my question for us this morning is, what is that treasure? What is that thing that is important to you? Now, Jesus is not saying that experiential treasure is not important. We need some material stuff. He's also not saying that our relationships are not important, because they are. But Jesus is saying, put first your spiritual relationship, your spiritual pursuits, if you truly want to find satisfaction and comfort. And therefore, my question for us this morning is to ask you, what are the three things that you value most? And I just want to encourage you to pause and think and reflect for a moment. What do I value most in my life at this moment, with all the coronavirus stuff going on? What is most important? What gives me satisfaction, comfort, and peace? And once you've found those three things, I really encourage you today to invest heavily in them. Pour yourself into them. And my hope and prayer for you is that part of that answer is the spiritual life, the deeper spiritual life. For in my almost 40 years walking with Christ, that is where the true treasure is. So my prayer is today that you would go prospecting for treasure, you would find it, and you would invest heavily in it. May God bless you today, give you peace and joy, and may you love well those around you. God bless you today. Amen.